Hello, welcome back to another episode of K.O.R.L, Midday Talks with your boy K.O.R.L. Anyway, as you can see, we are in a different environment than usual. There's a lot of reasons for that, however, I'm here to talk to you about Big Pharma. Well, I don't trust Big Pharma for a plethora of reasons. Have you ever wondered why these pills and these syrups that they give us cause a lot more damage than they're fixing? First and foremost, can anybody tell me why our medicine is based in petroleum instead of natural herbal remedies? I'll wait. Go ahead. I'll tell you why. It's because John D. Rockefeller wanted to make more money in his oil trade. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole history of John D. Rockefeller, all of that. However, one thing you got to know is his father name was Devil Bill. His father was evil. And he brought up all of his seven to nine children up on those evil tendencies. So when John D. Rockefeller was making his fortune and the government audited him, what did he do? He sold off all of his assets. This is how Rockefeller made all the money that he did. He had to break up his assets and sell them off so the government wouldn't indict him. During this time, around 1894 to 1903, Rockefeller also made a lot of different advancements in the world of medicine. The American Cancer Society in 1913. And during that time, he also gave over $100 million to universities and hospitals through the GED Fund, aka known as the General Education Board. Why is that relevant? Because during this time, Rockefeller was in charge of a lot of the oil that was being produced, and he wanted to make even more of a profit. His idea was to change Big Pharma from natural medicines into petroleum-based medicines, thus expanding his money-making schemes. Have you ever realized that nothing that you actually take actually heals you or fixes the problem that is at hand? That is again because we are consuming petroleum-based medicines. Petroleum, for those of you that do not know, is oil. We're consuming chemicals to fix chemical imbalances. And you tell me why that doesn't make any sense, because that doesn't make any sense to me. I want to get back to natural herbal remedies, back before the Rockefeller man got his hands on it. How did Rockefeller do this? He talked to his buddy Andrew Carnegie, another plutocrat. He's another plutocrat who made his money in monopolizing the steel industry. And they cooked up a scheme using the Carnegie Foundation. They sent a man named Abraham Flexner to travel around the country and report on the status of medical colleges and hospitals around the country. This was known as the Flexner Report. And this report gave way to the birth of modern medicine as we know it today, aka the petroleum-based medicine I was talking to you about. Before that, everyone was working with natural herbal remedies that they learned from their grandmother and Native Americans, like the soups, the rubs, the things that you go to your great-grandmother for, and she's like, I got the fix for you, and makes this big giant pot of something that you gotta eat that might taste nasty, but it's definitely gonna help you feel better. Rockefeller and his buddies turned that on its head. You ever see those commercials where it's like, have you or a loved one ever been diagnosed with mesothelioma? Well, you might be entitled to compensation, blank to blank. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about, right? Those commercials are here because when people put out pills and people put out medicines, they need to be approved. However, they only need to be approved in a trial stand. I think it's 1,500,000. That's a lot of people to get mesothelioma from a pill. But the problem is the way statistics works and the way that the government works, that is not significant enough to outlaw the pill. So there's a lot of pills and a lot of medicines that are in the world right now that 100% give people other diseases. Natural herbal remedies, although they aren't as studied, they still help people. They're not going to be studied because modern day medicine, and they're not going to study herbal medicines, they're not going to study your ancient ancestors' medicines. They're going to keep on doing these pharmaceuticals that are based in petroleum. Why? Because it makes them money, it makes the government money. How does this make the government money? If the government medicines do not directly cure diseases, but they only lessen illnesses and lessen the effects of these diseases or illnesses, these conditions will never actually be healed. Thus, you will continually have to go to the government and your doctor to get another fix, to get another remedy, to try to help yourself more. The government are making the most absurd amount of money through big pharma and hospitals. I've been to a hospital or gotten medicine, and what is the common denominator? That shit is expensive. It is so expensive that a lot of people die because they cannot afford whatever medicines or help that they're trying to buy. That's a problem, big problem. That's a problem in our world, and it's a problem that no one's gonna fix because no matter how you look at it, the government is making boatloads of money on it. It's based in their ideas. So no matter what we do, these ideas that we don't agree with will always be around. So again, the best thing we can do is communicate, talk to each other, see what's going on, what can we do, you feel me? I've never been out the country, however, I would like to be out the country. Why? Because I know the ideas outside the country are otherworldly than the ideas here in America. I've never been out the country. Now, I could talk to someone from out of the country and they could tell me differently, by all means, but as of right now, they can't. Government imposes their power upon us, the subservient citizens, because they can, and we pay them to do it. You know why? Because all these old people are teaching their children, and their children are teaching their children, and so on and so forth. So if your granddaddy racist, your mama probably racist, and your mama racist, you probably racist. It's no coincidence that the Rockefeller man and his family own so much in this country. It's not a coincidence at all. They planned it through plying off the lives of us. Now that's a little rundown of why I do not trust big pharma and why I do not use pills or pharmaceuticals derived from our government. Because if you understand how the government works and I understand how the government works, then we know these pills and these things that they do aren't here to help us. They're here to keep us subservient. They're here to keep us working. They're here to keep us working for them. The best way to get yourself out of that mindset is to understand there is no career nor job that you can possibly find that will satisfy what you have in your heart. And that's just facts. Like, I don't want you to be out here thinking, oh, if I become this, I'll feel happy. See, that's why I don't be outside, dog. Or, oh, if I become this, I'll be happy. Because in reality, you'll be happy once you do what you want to do. What you want to do in your own heart. That thing that you wake up every day thinking about, but you can't get out of your head. Anyway, why am I in the woods, you might ask? I am in the woods because a lot of things have happened in the last, I'm gonna say 6 months. The biggest thing I learned from this is don't get too comfortable. Your entire life could change at a drop of a hat. Anything could happen. All you need to know is stick to your wits, stick to your guns, and understand who you are in the moment, and you'll push through. Because really, we can't control anything that's happening. All we can do is control how we react to what's happening. One thing that you might not know about me is just wait for this plane to go by. Check out the fit though. Y'all didn't even pee, babe. Hold up. Y'all didn't even pee.
Peep the, yo, peep the fit, dog. Like, peep it, dog. Like,
Ain't nobody coming correct like this out here. Y'all didn't even peep the pan. You can't even see the pan. Look at that. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Who you know that got drip like this? Who you know that dress like this? Who you know that look good like this? Me. I know. The outfit you see me wearing right now, this is just the last installment of Dark Facade. Dark Facade coming at you. Dark Facade coming at you. Check out my YouTube. Check out my podcast. Check out my Instagram. K.O.R.L.store is my store online. That's my URL. Check that out as well. Now, if you want to know how to move across the country, talk to me, because I've done it twice in under a year, and it's not really hard, honestly. First time I moved across the country, I almost got scammed. I was going to use a moving company, but it was a scam. A lot of these companies are scams, so be careful with that. On top of that, I realized it was easier to simply, but I ship half my stuff and put the rest in 2 suitcases and flew. Easiest way. I think it cost me under, both times, like going to San Francisco and coming back to Ohio, both times cost me under $1,000 both times. Like, it's like $300 to ship your stuff if you pack it right. And then you just gotta get a flight. And if you're going somewhere to live, you just need a one-way flight. You don't need a two-way flight. And one-way flights across country are pretty cheap, like $300 max. The advice I can give you is to stick to yourself, believe in yourself, and no matter what, do not stray off your path. As you can see, this is my first video in I don't know how long. Live and you learn, you know? One thing that I know that won't happen again is what happened this time. I know that because I've been through it and I learned and I'm better for it. On the top, we got a bunch of lips. On the bottom, we got a bunch of eyes. I know. You ain't got nothing like this. It's okay. I do. You know why? Because I made it. And you can have some yourself. Just go check out my store, KORL.store. Oh, there's another B. Anyway, we about to get up out of here because the nigga getting lightheaded. But I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you watching. And I appreciate you in general. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. And at the end of the day, you got to understand that you are the only person you got. Because if you don't realize that, you're going to be fighting for other people's affection and love when all you need is your own. And that's all, folks.